Amanda and the Fox is quite a sweet film. This was released in 2018. Sylvester is written by Joel Paul Reisig, and we have a cast including Richard Karn, Jason London, Kristin, Mellian. We have Elizabeth Foster as Amanda. And Amanda is a young girl who finds a fox and wants to keep the fox as a pet. And there are also two adults who are kind of shady and trying to capture the fox. And I'll say no more than that. I will say, with a spoiler warning, a scene that I really enjoyed, but the scene that I enjoyed does make me question the target age range for this film. I really enjoyed it, but I don't think it's going to be that engaging for younger viewers. But I also don't think it's that engaging if it's aimed at older viewers. I feel like it's kind of sitting somewhere in the middle, and I feel like they maybe could have made it a little bit more appealing to younger viewers. I could be wrong, maybe younger viewers really thoroughly enjoyed it, but I feel like it's just a little bit hazy with who the target audience actually is. And I thought it was okay, but there was, as I said, one scene that I really enjoyed based on personal preferences. But I'll talk about that with a spoiler warning in a moment. In general, the narrative is interesting. I think it raises some good points about keeping foxes, the potential danger of foxes, or whether or not foxes are actually to blame for things that are happening. And to me, this would have been a really baffling concept to have this fox. But then when I moved to London and I saw foxes just randomly in the street, it was just something I'd never experienced before. And they're beautiful. They can be dangerous, but they're absolutely beautiful and also noisy. They can be quite noisy, and I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. So the story itself is interesting, but as I said, it kind of feels like it's sitting somewhere in between a family film and a children's film, and I feel like it needed to lean more one way or the other. We have some really great camera work. We have a lot of emotion in this. The performances are very good. And I'd say as a one-time watch, it was quite enjoyable. I will say that the two adults, the two men going after this fox, it felt unnecessary. And I feel like they were going for some bumbling idiot kind of comedy there. Not exactly, but kind of a little bit like that, which would appeal to younger viewers. I personally didn't find it that interesting. So I don't know. I feel like they were just providing padding where it was absolutely not necessary. The story would have been strong enough without them. But maybe that's a personal preference thing. I'm not sure. In general, though, I enjoyed it as a one-time watch. If you like animal films, if you like foxes, give it a go. It's a heartwarming story, generally well written. Again, not really a kid's film, not really a film for the family. It's somewhere in between. But if you're a fox fan, if you like animals, then maybe you'll enjoy it. And I will now mention, with a spoiler warning, the scene that I personally really enjoyed, but also it's a scene that I don't think children will find that engaging. So this kind of illustrates what I'm saying, but it is a spoiler for something that happens towards the end of the film. And this is the scene where it turns into a bit of a courtroom drama. And in honesty, I think the courtroom scene went on way longer than it needed to, but because I love courtroom dramas and I love courtroom scenes, I really enjoyed it. But judging it a little bit more objectively, I do think the scene went on longer than it should have done. I don't think it's going to be that engaging for most younger viewers. So technically, I don't think the scene should have been that long. I don't think it would be enjoyable for, in my opinion, the target audience. But personally, because I love courtroom scenes, I rather enjoyed it. So I'm contradicting myself there. I realise that. But that scene kind of made me think, that's kind of when I was kind of realising I don't know who the target audience for this is. And I think if that was a bit more clear cut, it could have been a stronger film. But again, I liked it. And if it sounds like a film for you, then I'd say Amanda and the Fox is worth checking out.